Greetings, everyone. Tommy Hawksblood here, calling from that big island of Hawaii. Co-host, I'll let her introduce herself. Greetings, Tina. How are you?
Greetings, Tommy. How are you this evening? And hello, Richie and everybody else. Hi, guys, and in the chat room already. Tommy, it's good to see you in Hawaii. We have another week. I think we're in March now, and where to begin? I'm just going to say hello and hand it back to Tommy. We've got lots of different bits and pieces, I think, to talk about tonight. So I'm Tina Barrett here in Southampton. And Tommy, how are you in Hawaii?
I'm doing good. Sasha, if you want to come on, come on. I want to start with, I hope you saw the title. Uh, there's so much stuff going on, which I want to get in today. I've been up all night writing letters to everybody. The idea that people need to talk to aliens, work with them, and everything under the sun. I'm going to go on the opposite side of that. In all the time I've been in the UFO world, was since 1958 till now, I never saw one positive thing any alien or any alien race did. I mean, I know what they did with Tesla. I know what they did with Einstein. But again, what did they do for the human race? Einstein has a couple of things that were not true that he put out there mainstream. We could go back and forwards in time, and we can't. He said we couldn't, and we can. He said a lot of things. He said something couldn't be bigger than a certain size. And about 3 years ago, we discovered the biggest object in the universe, and it was 10 times bigger than what he said it could be. So there's a lot of things he said that aren't real. But I mean, I'm going to get down to the present, or more so, the closer to the present, meaning World War I, World War II, Vietnam, and things like that. Now, I'm sure people are being programmed to believe aliens are good. And I hate to say that I totally disagree. I don't believe it at one level or any level. And I'll let Tina explain her viewpoint on that as well. But I do know this. In every war that has ever happened, aliens were there. All right? Not being on a battlefield fighting, but they were there. Now, I'll let Tina say something, and then I'll get back into something else. But Tina, what do you want to say about that right away?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Alien Friends, I must say. I don't mean to be biased in any way. It's just from my personal experience, so I do apologise. And again, guys, it is just my viewpoint. Nothing else has influenced me. And I don't mean to come across as negative, but I can only tell you what's happened from my point of view because it happened to me. But for, I don't know why people feel the need to feel. People may have met friendly beings. Not everyone can be bad. It's like human beings, really. We're all not bad and we're all not good, but we're all kind of in it together. But it's been my experience that when you do things covertly, maybe it's just their way of handling us, or they subdue you in the middle of the night against your will and take you from your home. So they're not they are uninvited, and they don't give you notice they're coming. They just take you. I always thought it was just like the once, but then when it happens over and over, sometimes it can happen a couple of days in a row or nothing at all for years. But you see things, you hear things. Do they put them in your mind? Is it, you can never really be sure. So I'll just give a description of what I've seen, what I've heard, and how I feel. So when people say they're positive aliens, they're here for good and they're helping us, exactly like Tommy said, show me where they've helped us. Show or tell me why you think they're good. What is it you think that they have done for us? Where is the evidence of that? Where is your side of the story? You may have seen or heard things that we don't even know about. If so, please come forward and tell us. We don't know unless you tell us. I'm just telling you my story, but the more stories we put together in my account, we get a better picture. So with each bigger picture, your perception can grow and move. It's just like seeing something from one person's point of view all the time. We can only do that until someone else comes forward with a different picture and we can put the jigsaw puzzle together. But my part of the jigsaw puzzle and the bigger picture, so to speak, has not been positive. It's been detrimental effects to my health. It's been a lifelong thing, and it's been a scary thing. I must admit, it, you know. So no, it's not been positive, and I don't believe, they're good aliens. Why should they help the human race? If they don't trust us enough to come fully out into the open and say, hello, we're doing this. We're a species out there. We need to evolve, or we've evolved so far that we can no longer reproduce or replicate. We need different DNA and bloodlines to help us carry on to thrive. Could you help us out? Instead of just saying that, they've just come covertly in taking us against our will and taken what have you from different people. Many times they've taken people's lives, children, and reasons. It's we're different species inside from them. They look physically different from us, but for me, they've not all been friendly. But when I've been scared, I'm not sure if they don't interpret feelings like we do. But I think they must know, or they can't subdue us when we're upset or scared, because when they lean or they're close to you, they reassure you and you feel fine, and the fear just kind of goes away and you settle down. But I don't like people saying, yes, they're all positive, they're all like, they don't hurt people, and I have messages. Oh, what's their name? What their message? Tell me when they're coming. I'd like to speak to them, and I'd like a response. And please show me, where they land or where they speak to you from, and tell me their story, where they come from. Why do you think they're positive? Is that just your viewpoint, or have you seen things that I haven't seen myself? So that's the kind of the angle where I'm coming from. And again, which puts me back into the same argument that Tommy will say, is that you have abductees and then you have experiences, but it's the polished up name for abductee is an experiencer. But at the end of one of my experiences, I was asked if I'd like to stay or go with them, and it was like a there or then, yes or no type of situation. And I can't tell you what ran through my head. It was very quick. But the answer I got, it was like, the pull and draw to my family. I didn't want to leave the earth. I wanted to stay on my earth. And they just said that I was brave to stay and I would live on through my children and my clones, or born babies they'd taken. I'd live on through them, but I was very brave, and they showed me how I was going to die. They said that there would be a war in 2022, and there was. And when they documented my case with David Hodgrin back in 2016, 2017, all my paperwork and pages, this was wrote on, and a copy was messaged to David Hodgrin, and it's in my case file, I believe. But I have the original copy here, saying in 2017, they told me, no, so this is not coming from me. This is not Tina Brady saying that this is a prophecy or whatever. They showed me in 2022 there was going to be a war, and it's happened. So what they've shown me has been true. Does that make them good? I don't know. But you can check out the facts online. You can ask me or Tommy for them, or just go onto BFOG website, ask David Hodgrin, who's the lead investigator for my case, and he's a member of the new coalition that's come out as well. And he writes for the UFO Truth magazine. So it's on there, on my case files. I can message you it if you want to see it, and I think it has been put up on my Facebook. I'm not sure if it's still there though. So that's what they've shown me. So they have shown me a glimpse of the future, which has turned out to be what they've said it is. So I can't call them a lie. They're just showing me an image and like a date, and it's been true. Which then leads me back to they show me other images. So I have to take what they've now said. Before it was, you're never sure. Did you see it correctly? Am I interpreting what they say correctly? So I'm not interpreting what they say. I'm just telling you what I saw, what they showed me, and this is what they showed me. They said that there would be a war. They showed me the war. They showed me the explosions in 2022, and it's happened. So what they've told me is correct. This has happened. They told me that in 2017. Well, before that, my case came out in 2017. So that's been correct. Now they showed me images and they took me to a place where human beings or our species came from, and it wasn't Earth. They took me to this planet that they had. It's going to sound really crazy now. That there was an explosion. They were underwater near a volcano, and they were exploring. You could see the bubbles with these beings in, giant bubbles underneath the water with these beings in. And I was in one with the one that knows me, and either the bubble had got too close to something, and the volcano interacted with their magnetic field or ship, and it caused an explosion or a chain of events that caused an explosion underground near this underwater volcano, which caused our planet we originally come from to explode, or implode. I was yanked out kind of backwards in this bubble, and as I was yanked back outside this planet where we came from, there was these huge ships, and all these little smaller ships come out. These huge ships went down to the surface, and underneath the water they were collecting samples, a bit like day after day the Earth stood still. It was a bit like that, but in reverse, if you like. And they come down and they took bits, but it was quite a sad to see, and then you got thrown forward all the debris. But is that something they just show me on these screens, or is this something that actually happened in our history? So I've got to now go along and say, with what they show me in our history, it's going to be kind of true, because they told me this war was going to happen years ago. They gave me the date. It's right. So I don't know really where that leaves us. It's a bit of a shocker. I'd forgotten all about it. It wasn't until someone, reminded me the other day, and they're like, "Yeah, I remember that too." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Do you know?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I went back and checked the dates, and they were right. I'm just going to read a few comments, Tommy. If I'll get you to carry on. Any comments on what I've said so far? I've been babbling a bit, I think.
Yeah, they want to know who wins the war. All right.
No, ends in a big explosion, but the only thing that they did tell me and show me was about this time, or after these explosions, I saw red skies over London, near the London Eye, and a huge red sky. And I saw these missile things, or looked like missile, great big grey things, just shoot by, and I thought, and it's like slow motion. But, oh my God, but and then they pulled me back, and there's this great big grey explosion. But he said the others are coming, and I'm like, others? He said they're not supposed to come here, but they do. And I'm like, well, why are they coming? Because of the war kind of thing. And he's like, no, we're pulling back, or they're leaving. And the others are coming because of they're kind of going. So, but the others, I think it's the other little, there's obviously a different separatist group, if you like, that are coming to Earth, and they're not supposed to. They're not going to be nice by all accounts. So there you go. Sorry to me continue.
All right. I want to go into two things. First off, in all this UFO stuff, they're talking about raising your awareness, raising your level of consciousness, raising your level of spirituality. All right. First off, aliens can't help you do that. They can hypnotize you. They can program you, like people like Corey Good and things like that. They can show you false videos. All right. Now, I'm just going to tell you, if you get abducted and you don't remember anything, which is many people, when I was doing hypnosis way back when, all right, and working with regression and things like that. The missing time is the most important thing because people have an experience with aliens. Give me 1 second. I gotta let him out. Sorry, Tina.
That's okay. So Tommy's saying about experience with aliens and positivity and glowing light. I think human beings used to do or could do or can do a lot more than we do now. I mean, physically and mentally, I think we have the capacity to do so much more, and we don't know how to, or we've forgotten how to use different parts of our brain. But I don't think enough information has been passed down for us, sadly, now to remember. Tommy.
All right, let's start with the go back in time. The Mayans worked with an alien race. They were given a prophecy, and the big date was 2012. Now there's a race of people working with, supposedly, that claim that they stopped what was supposed to happen. Did you hear what I just said? All right, now, if you go online, do a little searching, you can find the real video of the alien interrogation. Not the part that was on TV, the whole the whole thing. It's online. I will tell you that. You need to find it. All right, I just watched it last week. Now, I'll tell you two things about it. First off, it's real, people. It's not a dummy puppet. It's not make believe. Whitney Schreiber's not in it because on a TV show he was crying when they showed you the alien sitting in the chair. But the alien was talking to the government for a while. When he didn't answer what they wanted, they shocked him. And they were doing all kinds of things to him to make him talk. He said this, people. This is coming from a gray. Now, what people assume and think. The first thing he said, they are us from the future. All right? The second thing he said is they cannot change history. They cannot change history. All right? That means, all right, they can't say, okay, this is going to happen. What he did say, one person is going to create the nuclear war to destroy the planet. And the government was shocking him and torturing him. Who is it? Who is it? They said, we'll kill him. We'll take him out right away. And he says, I can't change history. So pull up the video. Listen to what this alien, he talked about a lot of things, people. But here's one thing. It's his race, his people, their belief. All right. I'm not saying what he said is 100% accurate because I do not know. But what he said about him not changing history, that's a fact. I mean, I know people that prophesized two people that prophesized 9/11. They didn't do a thing about it or even try, which I said, why? If you're going to give a prophecy, you have to try to change it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be given it. All right. Remember that. But this alien interrogation, pull it up, find it online, watch it. Because you can hear this alien saying a lot of things. A lot of things he was right about. All right. Again, they are here for their own agenda. They're not here to make us better. They got another planet that they're recreating, and they need a way to create it because they were dying out. And if they did, there would be no grays left. And it's not like they're the puppets for the reptilians, and everybody creates stories on whatever they assume. All right. I had experiences with people all my life. I'm talking about thousands of people that worked with aliens, attacked by aliens, you name it. All right. But the fact is, they have not done one positive thing ever in history. What happened in Atlantis after it was destroyed? They were programming humans to be what we are today, killers. And we eat animals. We didn't do that. We never had to. But since the programming started, we became massive evil people. Now, when people say the good and the bad, there are no good and bad on this planet. Countries are against countries. So when you say aliens, the good aliens are coming. Which ones are they? The ones that are going to help us? Help us what? When did they ever? Now, like Tina said, if they're going to help us, are they going to help the title of this thing, the war that's going on right now? The first day, 120 people were killed. And every day there's a war. The blasting houses, homes, everything. Are they helping? They're so good. They got anything, any kind of ability. And why aren't they helping us people? Why aren't they helping us people? Think about it. All these, I could use a lot of words, which I won't say. I don't curse. But these UFO people, Stephen Greer, people like that are promoting talking with aliens. I said, if they ever tell us something good, that'll be amazing, but will it be beneficial to the world? And they haven't, and they don't. Tesla worked with an alien race. He wasn't working with the Greys. But when he got his prophecy, well, not his prophecy, but what they gave him was 200 inventions. Sadly, 50 of them, 50 are dangerous weapons to the planet, which the U.S. government took. They gave the rest back to his country that he came from. There's a Tesla museum, all right? But again, these are weapons of destruction, people. Not one of them is beneficial. Free energies are like, what do we call it? A residue given from the prophecies here to help us. They never have been. And if they are, or if they were, I'm just going into this, I'll get back to Tina. During Vietnam War, you know how many soldiers saw ships come down and different things happen? All right. Now, people say they're crazy. And I tell people, you want the truth? Go after the people that have the truth. I've been trying to get with Louis Alexander for over 4 months already. I must have wrote him 200 letters. I just wrote him a letter last night, and he was talking about this. And I said, why can't you talk to me for 5 minutes of your time? You said you're honored. You want to talk to people and tell them what? What are you telling people? That a Tic Tac's real? I said, get with the program. There's thousands of videos out there now and pictures of ships, not a little dot going back and forth. Get with the program. And I got tons of information I could give you, which you should know, which you don't, or you're just working for the government and you can't say anything. And I still think he's working for the government, just like Mr. Space Cadet. I'm not going to say his name again. I mentioned it already. But we need actual help if we're going to get it from aliens. And you think, what race is going to help us? I mean, the race that helped Tina wasn't helping her in any good way. The ones I saw, I mean, they were in my house, but they didn't help me in any way. And they moved when we were chasing them with bats. So pull up, people. Pull up Phil Schneider's story. Read it. Read what happened. Read about the good aliens and what they did. All right? Killing people, eating people. Is that good, people? And all these people saying the good aliens, and then people coming out and saying there's no bad aliens. Oh, I would love to be in a room with them just for 5 minutes. All right, people. You're going to go to a UFO conference, spend tons of money. Now, Stephen Greer is going to do this on a native reservation. Look, people, the native people said they work with the star beings. They never got any help. There was 50 million native people here 500 years ago. There's less than 1 million true native blood people here today. Did they get help anywhere along the line? Oh, they worked with us. Oh, Bigfoot worked with us. No, they didn't. People, look at the facts. Look what happens. I always say, whatever people say in religion as well, or spiritualism, look at the reaction, look what they do, and look what they care about. Spiritual people, rich people, everybody out there mainly cares about money. I only saw one rich person, and I only saw him about a couple of weeks ago, who's a multimillionaire. They said he might be the first trillionaire because he's making $1 million every week. What he does, I mean, he can make $1 million. So if he reinvests $1 million, he can make $100 million. He says what he does, he buys coins in one country and sells them in another, and he makes $1 million. So if he bought $100 million in one country and put it in another country, guess what? But he's out there on the streets giving hundreds of dollar bills away to people. He will fund any major organization that's helping people. He's an incredible being, and he's young. So listen to the young people. Don't listen to the old people. I'm old, but I'm not telling you to listen to me, but think about what I say. I'm not a liar. I'm not a cheater. I'm not into money. Tina's not into money. All right? We're here to tell you the truth of what we know. I don't know everything. I know a lot more than 90% of the people on this planet. I was next to a Bigfoot. I was next to an alien. I saw thousands of ships. We filmed ships and pictures. I mean, every which way. I was doing past life regression when I was 25. All right? I created the word. I created that word. And then somebody took it about maybe 15 years later and said she invented it. I never went public, but I made business cards and was doing it in my neighborhood, my area, and I never charged money. I never charged any money for anything I did. I always say if you want to give me a donation or something, a gift, that's fine. But I'm not going to tell you how much you have to give me for what I'm giving you. I mean, truth isn't worth money. It's just worth the truth. When people think, well, that's the truth, we'll have to charge them $10,000. Every scene you see on TV or on the internet is about selling you something. And they make you sit there online, they make you sit there for a half hour telling you they're going to say it in 2 minutes, which is never 2 minutes. And then they give you the price of what it's going to cost to buy their product. I think that's programming at a really sick way. I mean, I get suffered for about 2 or 3 minutes and say, well, I timed it. 5 minutes are up. Where's the answer? Oh, now I have to listen to all these people telling stories and everything else before I find out what you're even talking about. So people, we're getting programmed every which way. And if you think aliens are any better, please think again. Talk to the people that say they talk to aliens. A beneficial thing they were given. Seriously, ask them. Well, what did they have? Well, they saved me from this. So they will give you temporary help. The only way they can win you over is by giving you something. Talk is cheap, people. A native elder said, talk is talk until it adds up to something. And that talk adds up to nothing. Like Tina mentioned the word, experiences. People, they're programmed people that have been abducted. And they believe the program and where they went was beautiful. Where did they go? To their planet? What did they eat? What did they see? Oh, crystal cities. No, that's in the inner worlds. And you have to be spiritual to get into them. And your vibration has to be much higher than living on this planet. So, again, people, I tell you, this station, my show, is only about truth. I've been with Tina a long time. I trust her. Whatever she says, I mean, we have disagreements on certain things, but she's putting her truth out there. Not lies, not twisted stories, not make-believe ideas, and not trying to program you. Neither am I. I want you to find the truth. It's out there, people. You need to find it. I'll give it back to you, Tina.
Wow. All I can do is say what Tommy said is true. That people do pay a lot of money. They do go to events and they do listen to other people online. But normally, if you just ask an abductee or someone who's had their account looked at or verified or published, they're not telling you anything different to what all these people on TV or in the military or anything else are telling you. You could go to an island, an indigenous island, the other side of the Atlantic, and the same people, just like me, everyday person, will turn around and say, there are beings from another planet. They do come down and they just take normal people. Now, what's the difference? Because someone's wearing a uniform and saying it is someone who's not wearing a uniform. Someone who's wearing a uniform and seeing them from a distance up in the clouds, or someone seeing them this close to their face. So, there is a difference. Just because we don't wear uniforms, there's no reason why you shouldn't listen to an indigenous person on an island or on a reservation telling you that they see them. They probably have more experience and are more that's thing in the eye. They have more experience and are experts. We are experts in that field. It's different from seeing a man on a horse at a distance and then riding a horse every day or being next to one and seeing it up close. From a distance, you can describe like a bus. You know what a bus is? So I saw a bus. How do you know it's a bus? Well, it had wheels on and it was square. So, or it was oblong and, I could see a driver with a cap on. So it's the same things when people say to abductees, not experiences, abductees, how do you know you've been abducted? Tell me what you've seen. You tell them what you've seen and they still don't believe you. You are telling them exactly what you see. Experience is experience. I think to me, it's a polished name to go on top of to nicen things out for abductees. So I can tell you as an abductee what these things look like close up. The messages they give you, the things they've shown me, and the things they've done. Now, it doesn't matter to me whether you believe me or not. It's the fact that you don't like what you're hearing or the truth about it. It's so scary. You don't want to know. No, it's so scary. It can't be true. Well, let me tell you, it is true. It is that scary. And anyone that's ever been taken that said it's all goodness and light, well, I'd like to know what ship they were aboard. It may have been, but I can only tell you from my experience, it was not like that for me. So, again, people pay lots of money and go to huge events to hear people telling other people's, like Tommy said, telling other people's experiences because they've looked into it. Well, what makes them more experienced than an experiencer or an abductee? You're getting it firsthand from a person who's experienced it, not someone who's analysed it and said, well, I think it's this, 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 and this. Well, they may think it's like that, but an abductee will tell you exactly how it is. So there is a bit of difference, and it's about trust. Human beings don't get nothing from this. The only thing I could tell is I've told my experience over and over. So that's what my partner just showed me a little note. Over and over, I can only tell you what it's been like for me. And it's to make other human beings aware of what's happened in the past. I mean, recent past, not the past, and to figure out a way to stop this from happening to other people, or the heartbreak or pain and the medical issues other people have. This is going on, and yet there is no recourse for abductees. The only thing abductees can do is tell their story. And they say, oh, you're out to make money because you're writing a book. No, I'm telling my story. I'm telling you my account of what's happened. Whether you choose to listen or not, this is fact. I know this has happened, but this has happened. Human race should wake up and listen to those people. We are telling you. So, again, I'll give it back to Tommy for any comments he has, or if anyone in our chat room would like to make a comment or ask a question, please do.
Well, I just put it up in the chat room. Tina's thinking about coming to Hawaii someday. All right. If she does, I will set up a small workshop. And anyone wants to come to Hawaii, please do. But I feel there's a lot of people on this island. And I'd say most of them do get to see ships. Some see aliens. Some see a lot of different things. It's pretty populated by UFOs in the morning and night. I saw 2 ships get blown up. So there's a lot going on here. Don't forget, Hawaii is number 1 first center of defense for the United States. All right. And if you don't think they have weapons, and there's so many no-fly zones, big areas over Hawaii where nobody can go over it. But that's where the Army bases are. I mean, I watched a load of tanks and duck boats, the ones that go in the water and land and all that, on a convoy going inside, and once it goes inside the gate, you can't even see it. You don't even know where it goes. The only thing you see is a couple concrete houses with tents over them where the people sleep. But again, this is the first center of defense, and they have the giant telescope here, so they can see what's in the sky as well. They know what's going on. I tried to get involved with that. I called the observatory up, and I talked to a few people, and they say, no, they never saw a UFO. They say, we can't move the telescope. It's set on what they have to allow us to see, which isn't UFOs. I said, we can't look in different places? And they said, no, we can't move it. Obviously, they do when it's closed and shut to the public. So they know what's going on. They know what's happening. But to get somebody to talk is crazy. I can go into stories. A friend I made, really good friend, he worked inside the base. It's 6 levels down here. And he told me what they were doing. He was arrested by a woman, and they said he was up in Alaska and stole all this stuff. He had drones. He had a drone that could actually follow the government ships and everything. So they arrested him and took everything he had. He had a Geiger counter, a really good one. We were going to go around Hawaii and see what was radioactive, and then he was arrested. So he was part native. But again, people, if you want the truth, you have to be careful. If you try to put it out there, you usually don't go too far. We're getting away with it because I don't attack the government in general. Sometimes I do, but usually I don't. They're doing what they're supposed to do for rich people. I mean, they're doing exactly what they have to do for the rich people. I mean, if I was a rich person, I'd probably be in the same boat. I want a house underground if there's a war. I mean, I don't care about other people. But I mean, me personally, I'm not there. I'm not rich. I don't want to be rich. Rich corrupts the mind. Like I said, this one person I see online, I mean, and I showed him, he's as real as they're showing us it to be. What he's really doing with some extra money, I don't know. But he's given so much away, it's incredible. I mean, Musk and Gates even if they give $1 billion away, 10 million, 100 million, it's a tax write-off to them. It's not like they're giving away their bank savings. And I put this quote everywhere. And Jesus said it, and I know it for a fact. He said it many times. It's easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than a rich person to get into heaven. But the idea of heaven is limited to the religions that they follow. Very few people know what heaven is, other than, oh, it's a place to meet my family and be happy ever after. Really? Why wouldn't it happen here if that was all we got to do? Why wouldn't we just be there and stay there if that was so beautiful and incredible? But I won't go into that. Uh, the idea that aliens reincarnate, they're reincarnating into humans, people. I know that. And nobody can talk about it. Because when they reincarnate into a human, they have to experience feelings and emotions, which they never did. All right? And they don't have. You think you could stick a thing in somebody's stomach or in their eye or anything and feel good about it? Really? And take children and all these things and eat people and think it's okay. So, morals, we don't have any. So you think aliens have to have morals? Do good aliens have to have morals? We have to help humans. We have to help them become spiritual. What's spiritual mean to them? I don't know people on planet Earth that could give the definition of spiritual. So what's an alien going to say? My God? His God? Because we know the word God? When they were working with the Mayans and fed them false information, when they worked with any race and fed them false truth. The whole story about Enoch and Anu and all those beings, really, you believe they created us? Listen to that alien interrogation. Please go online and find it. I'm not going to give it to everybody. It took me a long time to get it. But I will tell you this. The person that gave me the link, the person that's their friend, was there filming it. It's real, people. It's not a fake video. So listen to what that alien's saying. It's what the Greys believe. So I suggest if you want to understand anything, watch that again. Don't watch the TV version. They cut everything out. And he said, "Oh, what did they do to those guys? What did they do to them?" I said, it makes it look like a comedy show. Show them torturing the Grey. I mean, they're shocking them and all kinds of stuff, making them try to talk. And they wanted him to say things. He goes, I can't change the future. And he talked about they came from, but see, he was truly lying. All right, he's from the future and he's here. So that's changing history. So when he says they can't change history, they're lying. When they abduct people and kill people and stuff, they're changing history. Again, there's truth in everything, but it's always hidden behind a lot of lies. I'll give back to Tina.
Well, at this time, I'm going to get my Geiger counter out. Tommy just mentioned that a minute ago. So,
Well,
a few weeks ago, I think just before Christmas, actually, I broke my Geiger counter and dropped it in some fluid. And I ordered a new one. It came last week.
Question. Your camera's a little blurry. Is there a focus on it?
No, it's not my camera. It's your picture. My picture looks fine. Your picture looks slightly blurry.
That's weird. I'm crystal clear and you look super blurry. People
I look
in
crystal
the chat
clear,
room.
but I must say,
wait. In the chat room, which one of us is out of focus, people?
Yeah. Let us know, because I had an engineer out this week to physically look at my internet connection. And he said, oh, you had an engineer out last week or a few weeks ago. I'm like, no one's been here. He said, your megabits or whatever it is you get down the internet. He said, yours is set on 10. You're supposed to get 100. So that's the problem I was having, guys. But my TV signal still keeps going off, saying no signal. So, but yeah, I look crystal clear and Tommy looks a bit blurred. If anyone in the chat room could let us know.
I mean, you're all in there. You're listening, hopefully, and you can't answer a simple question. How did the human race get here? Answer this question, like, are we blurry?
Right. So I'll carry on until we get an answer.
Yeah, I guess so. It's amazing, people.
So during the last show, last week, it's been a week already, my Amazon turned up with my Geiger counter. So there it is. This is a new one. This one's made in China. My last one did not say that, by the way. Me and Tommy have the identical one. I've turned it on there. As you can see, my electrical, top one there, my electrical magnetic field is on 3, 2, 3. Normally it says nothing because I have a smart, I have a smart computer, and you both look clear. Oh, wow. Don't know how that's working then.
See my glasses? I
can see Tommy's. So Tommy's going.
Mine's a lot higher when I face it to me. When I face it towards the computer, it goes down. But my electromagnetic field is super high.
Normally this does not come up. Oh my god! I think it's because my hand there. Look at Tommy's. Now Tommy's top one is electrical magnetic field. So my electrical magnetic field, you see it flashed in 1, 2. It doesn't normally do that because I have a smart computer and it doesn't give off. Looks underlit. All right, thank you. So it's actually getting to 3 and 4. Normally, it doesn't get a reading from the electrical magnetic field. Normally, I get a reading from microteslas at the bottom, which is the Geiger counter. The top one is electrical magnetic field. They go volts per meter. And the bottom one is microteslas, which is the radiation. So there's 2 types of the different radiation on there. So now I'm going to hold this towards me. Normally, I can't believe we're reading 5. Normally, it reads 0. Anyone that knows that, I don't know why I've got no equipment near me. The only thing I've got near me is my screen. So that's a bit weird. The further I hold it away from me, the less it's going down. So it's not my computer, guys.
See, even that's weird. That's really weird.
It's not my computer. It's me. Look, it's going higher, closer to me. So we're going to point it directly to me. And this week I'm giving off no read. Oh, look at that. Nothing. Oh, there you go. Did you see that flick to 2 then? I'll try and keep it like that so that you can see the numbers.
Go closer to your arm and under and near your heart.
Hold on, go down my head. No. Did that flicker? Normally it beeps like hell when it's near my head. It's not doing that today. Nothing. Look at that.
Well, go near your arm.
Oh, we're going to get some up here. Oh, 28. 46.
See, it for some reason it's coming closer to our heart. People, that's not a normal thing. Nobody else can do that.
1.11 there, 1.5, 93, 77.
See, people, that's not normal. I asked many scientists and people involved, and nobody can say why or how, and they don't believe it's real. She just got a new one couple weeks ago, and guess what? It's doing the same thing the other one did. Mine doesn't do it. I can't get radiation on my body anywhere.
That's by my heart, between my heart and my boob. Can you just see the numbers there? We're going to try the other side.
People, we're not doing a magic show here. We're not trying to entertain you for no reason. We're just trying to show you the facts at every level we can. Tina shouldn't be radioactive. Something she doesn't like to talk about much because she was exposed to radiation. She has a lot of the symptoms of radiation poisoning. Many of them, probably all of them at different levels. So I feel, and I tell her all the time, I think aliens are keeping her alive because they need her. They have her little friends on a ship, and they want to keep her connected to them.
No, don't be making funny comments between friends. So there you go, guys. So now, there you go. So, but it's not my computer.
It's not her computer, and it's not things around her. She's not doing any tricks, people.
Oh, it's gone up now.
If you saw her teeth falling out, her hair falling out, and everything else that's going on to her, you would know it's called radiation poisoning. She was falling downstairs, going unconscious. She had all those symptoms. Luckily, they're not that bad right now, but she's still high in radiation. So, people, I suggest you go out and run and buy her book as soon as you can. It'll be interesting reading, and it'll be a beneficial thing to do to understand where she's coming from totally. I mean, you hear her stories live, but reading her life story, the way she wrote it, will be interesting. So we got a lot of things, people, to offer you. If she comes here, I will do a workshop, and I will put it on. We will be doing it live. And if we do it with a lot of people, we will have a lot of people alive with us. So I promise I'll have more people come. I'll have a lot of the UFO people around this area. We had somebody famous. I can't remember his name. I can't get in touch with him. But he was the one that filmed all ships in space with people. He had all the photographs from pilots that shot videos of ships next to them and things like that. He was brought out to Bigelow's ranch. Bigelow wanted to buy all his pictures. He says, they're online free. He goes, no, I want the copyrights to them. He said, no way. Bigelow sent them right back home. But, Bigelow is still out there. He's building a city in space where he plans on going. So, people are so far on the idea of running away from planet Earth. Why? It's so bad. The people are bad, not the Earth. If we could actually let people that care do things to the people that don't. I remember the movie Escape from New York. I mentioned it already. They should make an island where bad people can go and do whatever they want. Let them kill each other. But killing good people, killing children and things like that is sick. And people say aliens are better. They do the same thing. So, they're good. Oh, they're good. Please show me a good alien. Let them come and say, hello, people. Hi, I'm Mr. Goody. I want to do some good things for you. Really? Is that ever going to happen? No. These people are going to go out. Stephen Greer is going out to the native ranch. I hope he gives them enough money for even using their property. He's with the people on the reservation. They're going to give him a spot of land to use at night, the one night, Sunday night.
I'd love to go to any Native American land, and I'd love to speak to one of their elders. I'd love to physically go there and see that. I'd love to do that.
Well,
I'm really interested in that.
I traveled and danced all over the United States. I got to be with so many elders and medicine people. And, South Dakota, North Dakota are probably the most prejudiced Native people, but it's not their fault. They were the ones that were attacked in wars all the time. So, again, I was on Wounded Knee. I saw my past life there, and I went through a lot. I did ceremony out there. I led 2 sweat lodges out there as well. It was an incredible experience for me, but they are persecuted and they feel that. So yeah, native land. There's good. I went down to the Four Corners, and I was in Mexico, and I got to speak to the head medicine person, and the medicine woman, his granddaughter, was a medicine woman, probably the highest, and she said to me, give him some cigarettes because I didn't have tobacco in my hand. I had to run out and get cigarettes, tobacco. Nobody was smoking where I went. So finally I came back with tobacco, and she asked me to go to Holy Ground. It was a gift I was offered. I didn't take it. I was dealing with stuff, and I said, I can't do anything until I clear out all the garbage I got set up, like my ex-wife and things like that. So I never went back. She said, you'll come back someday. I wish I could go back because it's the only place in the United States the government cannot go on, period. So, and there is a place, people, and I'm sure most people don't know, and they will not tell people where it is because then you'll have people trying to get on it. So, there's a lot of good things going on with this UFO world. No. Where's the good things? Please tell me, show me, give us the good stories that are real and show us. Getting back to where we were now. Pull up Bill Snyder's story if you never read his story. Read it. Read John Ford. UFO people, you want somebody that has the best video of a ship crash? Get him out of jail. He's in a nut house, sorry. He's got to go to trial, and they won't let him go to trial. But he showed the video. I saw it before. He sent it around the world to 4 different people. They can only release it if he dies. All right? So the government's going to keep him alive. Every year, he's supposed to go to court and trial. The government says we have to reevaluate him, meaning that he stays there another year, which is sad. This poor guy's been in 1969, 96, sorry, I got dyslexia, 96, and he's been there. And the story, now, just to show you what the government does, they released it all over TV in New York and Long Island, New York, and New Jersey. and they said this man has been arrested because he had a barrel of uranium. A barrel of uranium. Not a little piece, which he did have, maybe a size of a quarter, but a barrel of uranium, and he was going to kill Congress with it. Really? He was going to go in their houses and put uranium inside their toothpaste and kill them. The story they created was the most ridiculous story you could ever imagine, and he's in jail for it. And then they put him in a nut house. People, the government does what they want, and it's based on what the MJ12 decide. People, the only people that know the truth are the people that are involved with MJ12. Luis Elizondo did not go inside with them. Nobody alive is inside with them, but I was friends with one of them for a while, and then he was dead. He was supposed to give us something as well. People, I'm here to bring you truth. I'm not lying. I'm telling you, if you spend $1,000 to go to a UFO conference, buy yourself a good meal, buy yourself new clothes or something that'll benefit you. Go in there and coming back and you go, oh, this guy said this and this guy said that. And there is zero proof. Stephen Greer, well, if he brings his alien friends down, watch what they say. Even if that did happen, what do you think these aliens are going to say? We're here to help you. Watch the movie V. How that happened and what actually went down in that movie. Check it out. Watch it. It's pretty long, but it's really good to understand what could really happen if it ever happened. If a gray or reptilian that came down as a group of aliens and said, we're in front of that White House. We're going to say hello to everybody. Really? They never got the balls to do that. Why? Because they're not interested in doing that. I'm here with Tina. I do shows anytime during the week. I do 1 or 2 more every week. But I am open to debate anybody in the United States or the world on good aliens, God, and truth. Because all that has been trashed. None of it's real out there anymore. Morals don't exist. And what do we got? Aliens coming down more so, abducting more people every day. More people filming ships everywhere. And we're still looking at Tic Tacs. Don't you think something's wrong? Something's terribly wrong. It's people in the UFO world that are backing down and not doing what they should be doing. MUFON, I was involved with that for maybe a year and a half. And I wanted to become an investigator of Hawaii. I knew the person that was, and he was a drunk. And I said, how about getting one on this island? And they said, no, you don't believe what I don't believe their stupid lies. Bud Hopkins created half of the foundation of MUFON. And he says, well, you can determine if a person's crazy or not, if they've been abducted or not. Really? You're so talented? Have a psychiatrist analyze you, Tina, and they're going to say, well, she's got a problem. They're not going to say she was abducted. So when you go to a person's house and you're writing down the information, well, I think they're crazy. Really? You have that right? You don't think you're going to be crazy after you're taken on a ship and they play with your body? I think your whole reality changes. It does. If you have a spiritual experience, your whole life changes.
If you have a spiritual experience, do you need to see a psychiatrist? Because if people saying that abductees need to see a psychiatrist, then in the same token, surely everybody has had one of these experiences and seen the lights needs to see a psychiatrist. Is that right? Just saying. But with that, I think Tommy's frozen. Hopefully it's not me.
No, I'm trying to read what's in the chat room. They put up a couple things.
Well, at this point in the show, I'm going to say good night. And guys, thank you very much for coming on the show. If you'd like to be a part of the show, please let me or Tommy know. You can message us, email us. Tommy's put his email address up there. Please email us. If you have any questions for me or Tommy, please ask. If you like any help or an answer to a question that we don't know, we can get that for you, or we can certainly ask somebody who can try and get you that answer. If you have an answer from a previous show, then please let us know. We're always interested in follow-ups and things like that. That would be great. Again, thank you, Tommy, for having me on the show and us being here from Southampton. Keep sky watching. We're going to turn the clocks forward, go forward in England in a couple of weeks' time. So it's officially springtime here now, just coming into spring. So have more clear nights. It's been very cold here in England, so 0 and 2 degrees. So it's been very cold, 7 degrees during the day. So very clear skies, so we can got a good view of the stars. But unfortunately, it's just a bit too cold to stay out there a long time and look at them. Take care, guys, and thank you very much for having me. Again, please encourage people to watch, ask questions, come on the show, and I shall leave you with Tommy. Tommy, from me here in Southampton, it's good night, and stay safe in Hawaii, and everyone have a peaceful week until next week. I shall speak to you all later. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Stay
Tina.
safe. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye.
All right, Tina Bird, great person. All right, there was an earthquake. Hold on, just right now. Okay, there was an earthquake in New Zealand just now. I pull the chart up every other day to see where the big earthquakes are, what's happening, because I see one big one coming as well. My assumption is between Japan and Alaska. All right, not the United States yet, but something that'll affect us because there will be a tsunami. Hello, everybody that just entered the room as well. I just wanted to finish up with a couple things. I totally believe in spiritual truth, which is not given out anywhere. I have been actively in a spiritual path as well as the UFO path all my life. Well, basically, it all started about 6 years old. I'm not going to go into that. You want to know anything? I got my first 2 books available for free if you want to read them. But the truth is, right now is critical for everything. Critical for survival, critical for moving forward. Technology, people, is not the answer. Spaceships are not the answer. Going to Mars and Venus and everywhere else is not the answer. Contaminating our food is not the answer. Giving everybody a vaccine is not the answer. All the things that are happening are not the right answers. Allowing people to take drugs and medicines, and every one of them is not working to cure your disease. Out of all the medicines out there, there's only 1 or 2 that actually cure a disease. My partner had to take the one. It was only $70,000, only $1,000 a pill. Really, people? Do you think that's right? I know Biden said he's going to try to cut down prices and not allow them to charge that kind of money. Somebody's paying the science research. They want it back. You want to change the world, help the world, or not? But we take medicines that even say they can kill you, and it's okay. You say a herb can help you, and that's not okay. People, are you ready to fight for the truth or not? Do you want to stand by and let the world collapse? In that time frame, while you're sitting back, go online, type this in, UN agenda, U.N. agenda 21-30. Okay, it's based on what's going to really happen to the planet, even if there's alien intervention or not. All right, based meaning 193 countries agreed on it to create this, meaning one world order. But one world order means you have to obey the one idea of what their idea of God is. All right, which is not true, which is not real, and not even right. So, people, get ready for a battle. You're going to sit back and just watch it. That's your choice. Defend yourself against what's happening. I can't go into the vaccine much because they not take everybody offline for a while if they do. So I don't talk about it, but the first time I said there's a cure for it, real simple, and I lost my show. So people, the truth's out there. Seriously, you need to find it. All right? It's out there, people. Just look for it. And it's not going to be at a UFO conference because they're programmed. 90% of those people are programmed at every level. The stories and the ideas and talking to aliens. Why? We can't talk to each other, and we're going to talk to aliens. Stephen Greer said we don't need a government if we make friends with the aliens. And they're going to control the planet? Really? Whose side is he really on? Humans or aliens? Uh, if it even ever goes that far, seriously. People, I hope you got something out of today. Again, Tina's right. Text me, email me anytime. We'll bring the questions on. We'll bring people on if they have something important to say. Not a program, not an idea, the truth. Anytime. We'll do a separate show, a special show, if the time frame's not right, because she's 11 hours different than me right now, Tina. So I'm 9 o'clock in the morning. So we got a different time frame between her and me. So if you want to come on, base it on that time frame. In between that, we can do a show anytime. I can. I can do 7 shows, as many shows as I want daily, 7 days a week. So people, you want the truth, want to help put it out there, please come on. Please bring it on if you have it. But I haven't met too many people that can even answer the question of what spiritual means. Seriously. I'm on top of Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, the Dalai Lama, and the Pope every day. And I don't hear anything. Musk and Gates, I write them a letter every day. Tell them to come on. Listen to the truth. Don't listen to the lies. We don't care what you believe. That's your belief. We're talking about truth. Real people, real deaths, real disappearing of people. All right, people. Enjoy your night, day, wherever you are. Hope you got something out of it. Please send this link to anybody you know. Open for the truth if you want to come on. I'll send you the link. The link's up online even if you want to come on. All right, till next time. I will be doing other shows this week on spiritualism and truth as well. I kind of pull away from the UFO stuff until Tina's on with me. Take it easy, everybody out there. It's a pleasure. Thank you for coming in the chat room. Come on anytime. Till next time.